Hi darlings, welcome back. Thanks for joining me for another fashion video here on my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a style Q&A and I'm going to be answering your fashion dilemmas. I did a little poll or question box on my Instagram stories a couple of days ago and boy oh boy did you guys have a lot of questions. There must have been over 2,000 questions. There were a lot to get through. So over my coffee this morning I scrolled through every single question and I've tried to pull out my favourites and also the questions which were most frequently asked. There were quite a few recurring themes which hopefully I will address in this video. So grab yourself a cup of tea. It's going to be a really interesting one hopefully for you to listen to learn a little bit from, or maybe get a little bit of style inspiration. If you are new to my channel, I would love it if you hit the subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications so you don't miss any upcoming videos. I post 3 videos a week, mostly style, but also some lifestyle and beauty as well, so I really hope you stick around for more upcoming videos. And darlings, I always list absolutely everything that I mention in the video and also what I'm wearing, from my earrings to my jumper and my necklaces. Everything will be linked in the description box down below, so that is where you need to check for all the information. And so without further ado, let's get started with the questions because there are a lot to go through. First question is from Farah K. Frost and she has asked how to make style choices when you're in a rush for work every day. I personally find that my brain takes a couple of hours to start really functioning in the mornings until I'm at least halfway through my first cup of coffee, so I actually try to minimize the amount of decision making that I have to do first thing in the morning. My top tip, and it sounds obvious, but it is to prepare and lie out your outfit the night before. That way you can wake up and it's just one less decision to make in the mornings. Sometimes it's as easy as starting with one key item from your wardrobe. Perhaps you decided that you really want to wear a new blouse, or you saw someone walking down the street yesterday wearing a cute blouse and you thought, I have something similar to that. Start with one key piece and then just lie it down on your bed. Try a few different pairs of trousers, a few different skirts, and really mix and match until you find an outfit that you're happy with. I even like to go as far as to planning my accessories, whether that's my scarf, my handbag, my shoes, and even my jewellery. And then when you pop that outfit on the next morning, it just minimises the amount of further decisions that you need to make. Perhaps you want to switch in a different scarf or switch in a different pair of shoes, but the base of your outfit is already there, so you're off to a head start. So planning the night ahead, I would say, is my best tip for if you do have to get dressed in a rush for work in the morning. The next question is your suggestion on styling knitted midi skirts, please. I'm a big fan of knitted midi skirts, and the way that I tend to style them, I'm all about balancing out the silhouette. If you watched my style rules every girl should follow video, I mentioned about always considering your silhouette. If you are voluminous in the bottom half, which chances are you will be if you're wearing a knitted midi skirt, then you want to keep the silhouette to the top half a little bit more streamlined just to balance out the silhouette. So most of the time when I'm wearing a knitted midi skirt, I'll opt for something more form-fitting, but I still want it to be warm because obviously if your skirt is knitted, chances are it's a cooler season. So unsurprisingly, my top recommendation is a roll neck, something that is close to the skin and yet made of really lovely warm fabric. It doesn't need to be super skin tight, that's never really a good look, but for example this is just a plain cashmere roll neck from Zara. This tucked in, I would say, is a really simple classic thing to pair with a knitted midi skirt. Check out my video on 17 classic items that every girl should have in her wardrobe, because a lot of those items I will probably be mentioning as the solutions to a lot of your fashion dilemmas in today's video. But a cashmere roll neck jumper goes with so many things and is my instant go-to when it comes to styling a knitted midi skirt. The next question from AA Clark is how do I dress stylishly but comfortably? As someone that works from home, this is a dilemma or a problem that I find myself solving on a regular basis, and my top tip, and something which I feel like will be a recurring answer throughout this video, is just to keep it simple and stick to neutrals and stick to high quality materials. The outfit that I'm wearing today, I would say, is quite stylish but also really comfortable. Try to find some really lovely classic pieces of knitwear. When I say classic, I mean neutral tones. I mean a silhouette which is quite timeless, but it can have a nod to trends. For example, the square neckline is really on trend at the moment, so this jumper is giving a nod to that trend but without being a trend piece, because at the end of the day it is just a plain white jumper. A classic jumper is always comfortable, but you can really make it your own with some accessories. I definitely recommend layering up a few necklaces, and if you don't find jeans comfy or flattering, like I definitely don't, then there are certainly some trouser options which you should have in your wardrobe if you do want to look stylish and comfortable. The ones that I'm wearing right now and that are frequently worn on my working from home days, but again I wouldn't be ashamed to go out for meetings in this outfit, This is a pair of loose-fitting leopard print trousers from Kate Spade. I've had them for about 3 or 4 years now. Also, if you watched my most worn items of 2019 video, you might remember I mentioned the Reese Tyne trousers. I think these are fantastic for looking comfortable, but also very stylish and chic as well. So I'll leave a picture of them on the screen here, the Reese Tyne trousers. But they are great for being super comfortable because they are elasticated, but the overall design of them makes them very stylish too. If a jumper and pair of comfy trousers is just a little bit too basic, then I would highly recommend a few really lovely dresses. If it's winter, then of course a lovely knitted jumper dress, so comfortable you are literally covering your body in super soft fabric. If you want to be even cozier, then perhaps a nice pair of tights and over-knee boots. Or if it's in winter, then a lightweight cotton dress. I find that dresses are really comfortable. Depending on your silhouette, you might want to get one with a little bit of shirring. And this kind of answers the first question as well, because a dress is such an instant outfit that if you are getting ready in a rush, and you can just grab a dress from your wardrobe, choose a few accessories, and you're good to go. The next question from Amelie, oh my gosh, Amelie Ollie? Great name, is what to wear in the rain, no fur and suede, etc. So this sounds really obvious, but the first thing you need is a giant umbrella, because no matter what you're wearing, if you arrive to your destination soaking wet, it's never going to be a good look. If you live somewhere where rain is prominent, then make sure you have a little handbag umbrella, in fact. This is one that I keep in my handbag every single day. It's from a brand called Totes. You can probably get them on Amazon. It's in its own little pouch, but this just means I never get caught out. But that really is super duper obvious. When it comes to footwear, I would say leather boots are actually a really good option if you want to look really smart. Perhaps you're heading to work and it's absolutely pouring with rain. This pair of knee-high boots from Reese is a really good option. Obviously they are quite premium, but you're not going to be walking in puddles. You're obviously going to be avoiding actual pools of water just because it's raining outside. But also my boots from River Island, my boots from Dune, they are all options that I go for when it is tipping it down with rain outside. You want to make sure your outerwear is a natural fabric so that it doesn't have that kind of wet, musky smell to it for a long time, so opt for a wool coat. And honestly, the best thing you can do, whether it's to your handbag or to your coat or to your shoes, is to just make sure that your outfit is protected. Something that Charlie introduced me to and that I am now a huge fan of is liquid proof. I feel like I should be an ambassador for this brand. I mention it so much here on my YouTube channel, but this literally, it's as though you are putting an invisible, sorry about the lighting, it is one of those super sunny then super dark days and I just can't control it. This literally puts an invisible shield, it's like the Harry Potter invisibility cloak, over your clothing and accessories and makes it totally waterproof. I could spray this jumper and then pour beetroot juice down myself and it would still be protected. I'm not going to try it, but it really works. So make sure you spray your clothing and your accessories with this if you are planning on going out in the rain. I'll leave this link down below. The next question is actually how to take care of wool clothes, coats specifically. So as well as liquid proof, I would recommend you get yourself a fabric shaver. This is mine. It's from a brand called Steamery. I mentioned this in my Christmas gift guides and in my stocking filler gift guides. It's basically a little shaver for your clothing. If your wool coat starts to get little bobbles on it or starts to get hairs that are a little bit uneven, then you can simply turn this on and basically shave your clothing. It's got a little protective head on it, so you can twist it around based on the length of the fibers and how short you want to cut your coat. If you've got something that's quite hairy like this jumper versus something with a slightly more pressed wool effect like this woolen coat, you can alter the length of the shaving. So a fabric shaver will help to keep your wool coats looking their best for longer. And if something gets a little hole in it, perhaps in the lining or in the pockets, then if you've invested in a really good coat to begin with, take it to the tailor. You don't need to go out and buy a brand new coat. If you look after the things you've got in your wardrobe and buy quality from the word go, that's going to be a whole lot better for your wardrobe in the long run than buying lots of different cheaper coats over time. Kerry McWill has asked, what boots are in style? Are riding boots over? Personally, I absolutely do not think the riding boots are over. I think they are such a classic style. One of my favourite overall styles is that very bohemian, almost equestrian Chloe boho look. So I think, imagine again the Reese Tyne trousers, some riding boots and perhaps a ruffled blouse. I think that'd be a really gorgeous outfit. Personally, my favourite style of boots at the moment are knee-high boots, but I'm still forever going to be holding the flag for over-knee boots. I think they are so practical, so many different ways of styling them. To be honest, if you watched my 2020 trends video, then you will know that combat boots are actually the biggest boot trend of the season, but personally that is not a trend that I'm going to be taking part in. My top tip is always, whether something is on trend or not, your personal style is always more important than what's in trend. So just because combat boots might be the big trend at the moment doesn't mean it's going to work for your wardrobe. So you can always appreciate a trend, but take a step back and think, okay, this one is not for me. If in doubt, stick to the classics. So for me, knee-high boots, over-knee boots, they will always be the ones which are featuring in my outfits. I'm just going to apologise now if I'm pronouncing any of these names wrong, but Mendezarely has asked, when I buy an item, I notice that I only style it one way. How do you find inspo to style things differently? Well, my first tip is whenever I buy something, I try before I buy it to think of at least 3 different ways that I would style something with things that I already have in my wardrobe. I don't want to go and buy something and then have to go and buy 5 other things to be able to wear that item. So if something doesn't work in 3 different ways in my wardrobe before I buy it, then it simply won't be coming home with me. I personally think it's actually better to buy through a need rather than making an impulse purchase. So if you have taken a look at your wardrobe and thought, right, I could really do with a classic white shirt, or I could really do with a suede midi skirt because it will make all of these outfits work so perfectly together. Shopping this way will hopefully avoid those problems because you're actually solving a need rather than creating a problem when you're buying something new. If you're asking this question, maybe it's a little bit too late for the shopping thought process though, so I would say just spend a little bit of time one evening or one weekend, pop that item on and then grab loads of different things from your wardrobe, and when you find an outfit that works, take a picture of it in the mirror, snap it on your phone and save it to an outfit inspo folder. Sometimes I will put something on and I'll see a jumper or a blouse or something else and I'll think, oh, there's no way that that will go together, and I'll hold it up and I'll be like, maybe it would actually, and then when I try it on, instantly it's an outfit that I actually have fallen in love with. There is definitely a reason why when you go shopping in store, shop assistants are really keen for you to take things to the changing room and try them on, because things often look so much better on than when we just see them on a rack. We can't imagine how great things are going to look until we've actually got them on. So the item that you're only styling one way, pop it on and then just try loads of different things from your wardrobe, loads of different combinations. If you want some inspiration, then have a look through Instagram, have a look through the Like to Know It app. That's where I get a lot of my style inspiration, and see how other people have worn it. Say it is a suede mini skirt, just on the Like to Know It app, type in suede mini skirt and you'll be able to see how loads of other people have styled it. Someone might have styled it with a big baggy jumper and oh my goodness, you just happen to have one really similar tucked away in the back of your wardrobe. You never know where you might find the inspiration. Carolyn has said, I want to be stylish, but I live in Canada and there is always snow and freezing temperatures. One word for you, Carolyn: thermals. I wear thermals underneath everything, and you really can make your outfit look so chic and no one would ever tell that you've got thermals on underneath. I would recommend watching my video that I did. It was a vlogmas video packing for our trip to New York. I was creating outfits that are literally the kind of outfit that I would wear every day here in London, but all of these outfits had thermals on underneath, so I was so toasty warm. I was wearing skirts, I was wearing dresses, I was wearing leather leggings, and everything had thermals underneath. My favourite thermals for super cold weather are from Sweaty Betty. I'll leave my favourites linked down below, but also retailers like Marks and Spencer's and Uniqlo have really lovely super thin thermals, and they are essential at keeping you toasty warm when the temperatures are freezing. Janice has asked, how do you find your style? I hate to plug my own content so much, but I have an entire video on how to find your personal style. I'll leave that linked up on the screen here, and I also talked quite a lot about the process in my decade of style video that I did quite recently. I looked through my style over the last 10 years and how it had evolved, so that would be a really interesting video to watch to hear me talking about how over a decade I found my personal style. Heather has asked for conservative fashion during hot summer. My top tip here is to stick to natural fabrics and breathable fabrics such as cotton and linen, and I often find that when you have skin touching skin, that actually makes you more hot and uncomfortable than if you'd actually had more fabric. So my go-to outfit when it's really hot but I want to look conservative, demure and still really elegant is a long sleeve, long cotton dress. My absolute favourite is from Isabel Marant, but the high street has some really good alternatives as well. The great thing about cotton is that it's not a super expensive fabric, so you can often find beautiful cotton dresses on the high street, and personally that is my absolute go-to when it's super duper hot. Once again, again, I have a video on how to look stylish when it's hot, and I have loads of tips, loads of actual proper fashion hacks that genuinely work so well. So I'm just gonna have a whole playlist of videos that I'm recommending linked down below. Jay Scoot has said, I have so many bags and clothes, but none of them match. I can't just buy because I'm poor. So that to me sounds a little bit like how my wardrobe was maybe 3 or 4 years ago, when I bought items in utter excitement instead of thinking of how things would work for my wardrobe. I know you've said that you can't buy more, but unsurprisingly, my top tip is to base your wardrobe around neutral colours. There are certain palettes of neutrals, whether it's greys and blacks and whites, or whether it's whites and creams and light blush pinks like mine. Everyone has their own neutral palette. It's always best to have a base core wardrobe of neutrals and then the odd colourful accessory or clothing item, and you'll find it much more easy to fit in to build an outfit that way. Having said that, if you already have loads of bags and shoes, hopefully within your collection you do have some neutral outfits. Use those neutral classic pieces as your core building blocks and build your outfit up around those pieces. Try not to mix many statement pieces together. You want to only have one statement piece per outfit, whether that's a red pair of boots or a leopard print pair of trousers. Stick to one statement piece and keep the rest of your outfit neutral around it. That is why it's so important to have a whole variety of neutrals in your wardrobe. And again, like I mentioned earlier, next time you go shopping and you see something that you fall in love with, just think, how many items in your wardrobe is that thing going to work with? If it's not at least 3 different outfits, then leave it aside. Belle has asked how to feel fashionable as a doctor. I feel like my career really limits my style choices. Belle, I would say for you it's probably all about the accessories. Now, I don't know what you're allowed and what you're not allowed as a doctor, but I'm imagining you going to work in a really chic white outfit, say white cigarette trousers or black or tan or grey, neutral is key here, a really lovely well-fitting white blouse. Those key pieces which you do wear every day, don't be afraid to spend a little bit more. It's all about quality over quantity, and take those pieces to a tailor. Even if you've only spent £50 on your pair of trousers, think how often you're going to be wearing them. It's really important they fit you and look as though they were literally made for you. That is the first place I would start. Make sure your uniform pieces, the pieces that you're wearing every day, fit you to absolute perfection. And then if you are allowed little bits of jewellery, I'm imagining that you're allowed earrings and necklaces, hopefully. Again, keep those really classic and elegant. Never go wrong with a pair of pearl earrings, a really simple chain necklace depending on your personal style, but hopefully you can have a little bit of fun with your accessories and show off your personality through those. I think there are other ways of looking and feeling fashionable as well as your clothing as well. Take time to perfect your skincare routine, treat yourself to a really lovely haircut and a great hair colour, keep your nails perfectly polished. If everything about your look is chic and elegant, then hopefully your entire look will come across as beautifully fashionable, even if you are quite restrained with your clothing options. Becca has also asked about looking cute while wanting to be comfy. I feel like I did answer this earlier on, but for me it's all about a lovely classic knit, the way that you accessorize it, and a comfortable pair of trousers or a jumper dress. Liv Wright has said, I want some tips on how to always look chic, even if on a budget. At the risk of sounding like a stuck record, again, I would say that it is worth sticking to those more classic and neutral pieces. Don't go for trend pieces if you're on a budget. Your whole mantra should be about buying less but buying better. Say you've got £100 budget, don't go out and buy 5 £20 tops, go out and buy either 2 £50 tops or 1 £100 top. That will look so much more chic and timeless than a load of fast fashion pieces. Something really important to remember is that there is a huge difference between cheap and inexpensive pieces. I shop from retailers like Topshop, River Island and H&M, which some may say are fast fashion, but if you choose the pieces carefully and you opt for pieces which are timeless and are made from really good quality materials and do have a classic look to them, there are certainly ways of making those pieces look a lot more expensive because they have got such a timeless design to them in the beginning. Also, choosing your accessories wisely. Obviously a designer handbag is an instant way to make an outfit look more expensive, but I get it, that is just not an option for so many people. But the high street has got some really good dupes. Again, brands like Topshop. In fact, let me show you. This bag, which I got from the high street recently, reminds me so much of Bottega. I think it's a really good dupe. It was not expensive. This was, I think, £25, but because it has such a designer look to it and it's such a classic and neutral colour, it's going to go with so many different outfits and most definitely didn't break the bank. So look out for classic designer inspired pieces such as this if you want to make your outfit look chic and expensive but without spending an absolute fortune. Mel Dollard has asked how to find what colours Suit one's colouring. What is best for dark eyes and hair and olive skin? So this might be controversial, but I actually think that whites and creams suit everyone, but especially if you've got a beautiful olive skin tone. I think that those creamy light colours will really suit you. But my best bit of advice, and this applies to everyone, is when you're next shopping or when you next order some things online, just by holding things up to yourself in the mirror and taking note of what that colour does to your complexion, what does that do to your whole face, that's an instant way of telling whether something is your colour or not. Certain colours will literally make you look more glowing, happier, more alive and more healthy than others. If I had a green or dark navy top here, for example, I could hold that up against me. In fact, okay, I mean obviously I don't own anything green or navy, but if I hold this makeup bag up to my face, I don't know if you can tell so much on camera, but instantly I feel like I just look not quite myself. I don't look as radiant, I don't look as healthy, because dark colours just do not suit my skin tone. Whereas on the other hand, this light top that I'm wearing now, or if I hold pink up to my complexion, I feel like the colours from the top just radiate against my skin. They make me look healthier, they make my skin look better, they make my whole complexion look a million times better. Just by holding something up and taking a note of how it alters your appearance, that's an instant way of seeing what colours suit you and your skin tone. Steph has said, I have no idea what my style is or how to style any of my items. First thing to do is watch my video on how to find your personal style. When it comes to styling your items, again, the tip that I mentioned earlier, by searching your specific items. So say, for example, you've invested in a really beautiful pleated midi skirt, type that into Pinterest, into Instagram, type pleated midi skirt into the Like to Know It app and see how other people have styled it and which ways of styling it are you most drawn to. Perhaps someone styled it with a silk camisole, perhaps someone else has styled it with a chunky knit. Which of those looks are you more drawn to? Pull out those pieces that you absolutely love from your wardrobe, the ones that you naturally gravitate towards, because at the end of the day, our personal style is just a combination of things that we love and things that really suit us. And play around with a few different combinations with other things that you own. Maybe wear that one item that you absolutely love when you go out shopping, and just spend a little bit of time experimenting. I think experimenting is really crucial. Don't be afraid to spend a little bit of time, and then when you find an outfit that you love, snap it, save it in a folder on your phone, and then when you are struggling for inspiration, head to that folder and it'll be like a whole album of outfits you already own, so you can shop from your own wardrobe on those mornings when you are struggling for what to wear. Aiza Murad has asked how to tuck shirts in so that it's smooth all the way around. I have one word for you, darling, and that is control pants. Control pants or shapewear, no matter what you want to call them, is my ultimate fashion hack. I love high-waisted skirts and I love tucking in knitwear, I love tucking in blouses, but I do not want to have that crinkly, someone else actually left a very similar question asking how to tuck things in without looking like you've got a spare tire. Again, control underwear. My favourites are from a brand called Heist. They are super comfortable and so flattering. So what I'll do is pop my top on and then tuck the top into the shapewear and then pop my skirt on, and no one will ever be able to tell. It'll be completely seam proof, because that's the whole point of control underwear. I have had about a million questions on what to wear to the office, what to wear for work, and this is definitely a video that I need to do, so I'm going to do an entire video on this. I did do a vlog last year on what I wear to work, but it's probably a little bit more casual than what most people wear to work, so that is a video that's going to be coming your way very soon, so stay tuned and let me know in the comments if that's something that you'd like to see. The next question is from Georgina, who has asked how to combine jewellery. So when it comes to combining jewellery, whether it's on your wrist or around your neck or in your earrings, I would say per area stick to one metal colour. So whether that's wearing only yellow gold on your necklaces, perhaps only rose gold, oh my god, the paleness of my hand compared to my face. Only rose gold on your rings. I don't think you need to wear one colour all over because that's quite restrictive, but per area stick to one colour. I also think it's really important to find that balance, so you'll notice I normally pair a thicker chain with a thinner chain with the pendant. I think that too many thick chains can look a little bit gangster, so finding that ideal combination. But again, just play around with a few different styles. Personally, I love the look of a shorter chunky chain and then a longer thin chain with a pendant underneath. These two are both from Missima. When it comes to bracelets, I tend to go for either yellow gold or rose gold, and I like to combine lots of different styles within one colour group. I actually don't have any on today just because I'm working from home and I didn't put any on this morning, but I will normally stack up loads of different Monica Vinader friendship bracelets and pendants, slightly chunkier bracelets and things like that, and don't be afraid to add in different things as well, such as pearls, rose quartz and other stones. Just have a little bit of fun. As long as you love every individual piece, you can create a really personalised customized ring stack, bracelet cluster, or necklace combination. There really aren't too many rules. C. Gargamel has asked, how do you know what to wear when you're invited to a function or event? I would say it is always better to be overdressed than underdressed. If you're overdressed, then you can absolutely rock it, just wear something with confidence, whereas if you are underdressed, I think that can sometimes look a little bit impolite. There are certain outfits that I think always look really elegant, and it sounds really obvious, but I think a dress, especially in a really lovely fabric like a silk dress, can be styled in so many different ways and work for so many different occasions. Laura has said, I've become so used to wearing black and I'm now stuck and don't know how to change. Help! Laura, sometimes I feel like I have the opposite problem. I'm so stuck wearing light colours that now I just really don't know how to style anything else. But my advice would be to start steady and just try a few things which aren't completely out of your comfort zone. If you love wearing black, try some slightly softer versions of deep tones. So for example, navy or tan, caramel colours. They still have the same flattering effects as black, but they're just not quite as harsh. So once again, my camel or tan coloured cashmere roll neck from Zara, this would be a really good example. You could wear this with black jeans, pair some really lovely necklaces over the top. And if you are experimenting with a new colour, then stick to more familiar points with other areas of your outfit, such as the silhouette, such as the materials and the styles that you wear. So if you like to wear black roll necks and black high-waisted jeans, don't suddenly go for white fluted sleeve jumpers and midi skirts, because that is going to be too much of a style transformation. Stick to the silhouettes and kind of items that you're used to, just in a slightly softer colour. Ease yourself in to a different colour palette. Grace has asked for the best brand for a trench coat. I would say it depends obviously on your budget. Top is obviously Burberry. I think they have the absolute best trench coats. I actually have one in my collection that I got on my 16th birthday and I haven't worn it in a while, but it is so classic and timeless. Mid-tier, I would say Reiss, Karen Millen and Ted Baker. Oh, and Kate Spade as well. Those are my go-to brands for mid-tier. And then on the more affordable side of things, River Island, they bring out the most beautiful trench coat with just a few design tweaks and differences every single year. I have picked up 2 of them in the past and I absolutely love them. I think they look so expensive. And also H&M have some really lovely options as well. Just keep it classic, keep it simple, and look for good quality materials. One more question, because this is a super long video, and Lisa Zwolsman has asked how to wear animal prints without looking tacky. First of all, make sure the animal prints are in a natural colour. Nobody wants to see pink leopard print or bright orange zebra print, or maybe that would be tiger. I don't know, but keep it natural, keep them realistic looking. You also want to keep animal print to just one part of your outfit. No one needs to see head to toe animal print, and make sure you don't pair with any other patterns. Animal print is a very striking pattern, so just make sure that that remains the focal part of your outfit, and dress the rest of your outfit in neutral so that it can have its moment without fighting for the attention in any other part of your look. Okay darlings, I think that's all we've got time for, but if you would like me to do part 2 or another video like this, then please let me know, because there are still so many questions that I haven't answered. Or if there's a particular topic you'd like me to go more into depth with, then again let me know in the comment section below and I can do an entire video if there are enough thumbs up or enough comments asking for one particular topic. And darlings, thank you so much for watching. If you got to the end, then please leave the word pendant in your comment. I'd love to see how many of you got all the way through this video. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.